Good
Welcome to the
evening.
session. What I wanted to start off with today is just to check out with all of you whatever doubts you may have in the earlier sessions, whatever we have covered before moving forward. So let us quickly share the screen. I'll share the screen with you. Kindly confirm. You're able to see the screen.
No, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay, great. So any
Ah.
doubts in the topics, whatever you have covered so far? Because you recollect, we have almost covered up to time tracking. So what I intend to do today is to just refresh quickly all the things briefly, then move on. So if you have any doubts at this stage, you can tell me. Okay, so what's the first thing? If you go to the settings, hopefully all of you are familiar with this process. First step in Zohobooks is you should go to the settings, create your organization profile. And while creating your organization profile, you have to give details about your organization, name and all that. Let us quickly look into this. If you have any doubts in this part, creating an organization profile, all of you are able to do.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Did you try to change the name? See, some of you, I would recommend you to give a proper name for the entity without giving some, so that when they communicate to Zohobooks team, they'll identify with the proper name. So all of you create an organization profile with a proper name. See, here I've given a Dovey Treats. That's an example here. So like that, you can give a proper name for the entity or whatever name you want to give. Kindly make sure. Otherwise, you can create a fresh one also, no problem. And create a fresh item. You can add on and create a fresh entity because that is important. So when you create an organization profile, is there any doubts you got in this?
No.
All of you comfortable in creating an organization profile? Report basis, accrual, cash basis, language, time zone, date format, company ID, tax ID. Any doubts with this part, organization profile?
From my side, I have no doubt.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yes, sir.
No.
No doubt.
Okay, now let me quickly check overall present here for the session because I could see almost 7 participants here. Just a quick hi to everyone. So Jay Ranjini has joined. So we have Vipin, Darshan, Jay Ranjini,
Yes.
Kumar, Sriram. So once again, good evening to all of you. We are going through the earlier
Good evening.
sessions, whatever we have covered. And so feel free to ask me any doubts. I hope all of you had time to do it at your place. Just try out things. That's the best way to learn the software. So you need to hands-on train yourselves on doing this individual thing so that it'll be easier for you to do it later when you do it for your actual organization. Okay. So again, some absentees are here today. Again, I'm not finding many of them joining. Many of you will continue. Okay. Just let them join in between.
Sir, one chat is there.
Sorry.
One chat is there. Sir, I am not able to hear your voice. Selva Kumar.
Is it okay now? Are you able to hear me now?
I can hear. But I don't know. Selva Kumar.
Yeah. See, technical issue could be kindly check. All of you are able to hear me? Hello.
Yes.
I'm audible to all of you.
You
Yes,
are
yes, sir.
audible to me. Yes,
Okay. So let's continue. Okay. Right. So we were discussing about how to create an organization profile. Then opening balances, particularly when you're going to transfer your data from earlier. For example, let us say you were earlier using some other software. Now you are moving to Zohobooks. So you need to incorporate all the balances as per balance sheet. And you also have to transfer all the nominal accounts like rent, whatever. So you have to create the opening balance and incorporate the opening balances whenever you are moving out from a software to this software, the Zohobook software. So look at this carefully. As far as the options are concerned, you can actually incorporate the opening balances. In this example, whatever we have done, we have migrated from the earlier version to this version on 5th September 2021, and we have incorporated the balances. You can edit it actually. You can edit it. If you want to change the balances or anything or add anything, you can edit this. Look at this. Checklist before you enter the opening balances in Zohobooks. Generate the trial balance as per the previous version. You may use Tally, for example, or any other accounting software. So generate the trial balance first, and whatever software you're using, QuickBooks or Zoho, whatever Tally, etc. Then add all your bank and credit cards on the banking module of Zohobooks. As we already discussed, the banking module of Zohobooks, you have to add your cash and bank and all the credit card details and enter their balances. Just enter their balances. You are incorporating the opening balance. So let us say your bank balance was 1 lakh. You are incorporating the opening balance. Okay. Then import all your items along with their opening stocks. So items also, inventory, you may have items, right? So what you have to do? You have to transfer all the items of inventory into your new Zohobooks from your earlier version. Clear? And then import all your items along with your opening stocks. Okay, import opening balances. You have an option here on the right hand side top. If you click on this, you can import from your file where you have saved it. For example, you can save your data in your desktop and import the data into Zohobooks, all your items along with your opening stock, and import all your contacts along with your opening balances. And that is also an option available. Look at this, import opening balances. You have to choose a file here, and you can take it from a desktop or from cloud or from documents, and choose the file, and the format is given here. Maximum file size is 5 MB, and file format should be Excel or CSV or TSP files. And character encoding, how many characters are there? You have to give the details here. And this is uniform code structure. You can use this, and you have to incorporate all your opening balances whenever you are moving from previous software to this software. See, in this you have given the tips here. I hope you can go through this. Import data with the details of GST treatment by referring these accepted formats. Look at the formats here. So for registered business, the format is given here. So you have to go through the format, and in the same format, let us say your registered business, okay, GST treatment header, you have to use the format available here, and GST number, format of GST number is given here, place of supply, date of supply. Just go through this part with respect to importing the files, because this to be done on a live basis. This has to be done on a live basis. So when you're importing the data, you have to identify the format in which you have to import the data, and accordingly bring out all the opening balances. Okay, I'm not getting into every detail now, because I will just go through all the things quickly, and then we'll move on to the next part. Okay. Okay. Then, so opening balances, choose a file, and the file format is given, and what is the character encoding. Look at this carefully. By default, we normally use this character encoding as UTF-8 Unicode. Ensure you have selected the correct character encoding based on your import file. And you may have to use your technical team support here for incorporating the opening balances by properly creating a file and uploading the file, importing the file. And if you have files in other formats, you can convert them into an acceptable file format as given here, and using any online or offline converter. And you can configure your import settings and save them to for future use. Okay, clear? Opening balances incorporation. Is there anyone who is trying to do this from your earlier version of any software into this? Just give me a minute. Okay, any doubts in this? Is there anyone who's trying to incorporate the opening balance from the previous software into this software?
No.
No? Okay. When you actually do it, you can use this incorporating of the opening balances and
Sure.
hands-on, you can try it out. Try out for 1 or 2 accounts first, follow the
Okay.
process and procedures, and then you can do replicate it for other accounts. Okay. Balance sheet items, it's fairly easy. And as far as other inventory and items of that nature, you have to carefully create a file and import the data. Just to quickly go through this, then we will see if there is any other support required, we can cover that also. Then users and roles, are you clear? Very, very important. So as I already said, all of you got a trial software now, and in that you can invite a user. For example, you can invite your office colleague to operate in this, and he can create codes and he can prepare accounts and prepare journal, whatever. You can give him access control, and you can invite your accountant. Look at this carefully. So you can create an invite your accountant or any other user, and how to add users is given here. Kindly go through that. So if you want to add a new user in this software, since it's a free software, it is restricted. I already invited 2 users, but you can try that. Did any of you try that invite users option?
No.
Did any of you try that?
I have not tried it.
So once you invite the user, you can give an email ID and then you can define his role. You may give access only for purchases for purchase manager, or for example, if he is a sales manager, you will give access only for sales related transactions, all that. Okay, so I'm not getting in details of that again. So just to quickly refresh it for those who have probably missed out earlier or whatever. So clear? Any doubts in this?
No.
Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Shall we move on?
Yes.
Okay, let me close this. I'm trying to close this one. Okay, let's move on here. So user, you can invite a user and set his role. That is another important thing you need to do. Then you have to set up branches, head office details. Then preferences. Yeah. Okay. Let me open again because it's going into the videos. Okay, guys. Please tell me if you got any doubts at this stage.
No doubts.
Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so we are looking at settings.
I'm not able to
Preferences.
see the screen.
Oh, one second. This is primarily for those who joined late. That's what I'm refreshing it quickly so that will not have a problem in understanding it later. So creating are you able to see the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So creating branches, if you want to create a branch, you can do that. And in coming to preferences, very important. These are all basic settings. So you need to ensure that you're going to enable all the modules available in your software. Bill of supply, estimate, sales order, delivery challan, purchase order, timesheet, all of that you can actually activate it so that it becomes easy for you to operate at any point of time. This is general preferences. Then you have branding preferences where you can set up your logo. I hope all of you have done this, setting up your logo. And you can choose a theme here. Look at this carefully. On the left hand side here, this is a color theme. So I can change it. So I've changed it to blue. Okay, summer type. You can do it just for convenience purpose. That's not a big deal. And then you have to set up your preferences with respect to logo, theme, and all that. Very simple to do. And customers and vendors. Now, very important. Allow duplicate for customer and vendor display name. That means you are going to create a vendor or customer with the same name. If you allow that, it's fine, no problem, but you have to take care that how are you going to differentiate them. So the point is, if you allow that, you need to ensure you are able to differentiate, otherwise don't allow that. So what happens, for example, if you're creating a name in the name of Akshay, and again Akshay will prompt you, it will say there's a vendor already available. Then you may have to modify it to differentiate a person. So like that you can do, otherwise don't allow that. Allow duplicate, don't allow. Default customer type, you can choose here itself. My dear trainees, understand this. You can do it here at this stage or you can do it later also when you create. Don't worry about that. This is just to ensure that all your settings are done upfront so that you need not do it again and again and again. That's the point. So if you want to set up a customer type, let us say you are running a business. So most of your customers are business customers. Then click on business customers. If not, you can click on individuals. Now, as I said, this can be modified later when you actually create a vendor or a customer. Don't worry about that. Then customer credit limit you can fix here. For each customer, at this stage itself, you can enable a credit limit. So whenever you create a customer, it will prompt you. What is the limit of credit I can give? 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 5 lakhs, whatever it is, you can set a limit. What do you want to do when credit limit is exceeded? You can restrict creating or updating invoice. Stop it. Or show a warning and allow users to produce. That is again your choice. If you want to control it, you can very well put this so that you cannot create an invoice because he has crossed the credit limit. But if you want to ensure that there's just a prompt or a warning to you and you want to proceed further, click on this and include sale order amount in limiting the credit. So normally, you know what is a sale order? A sale order is nothing but a sort of a document which is sent to your customer. And just to confirm the sale order, you are going to send him that. And after his confirmation only, you have to supply and create an invoice. So if you want to include the sale order value also in this limit, you can do that. Otherwise, sale order is anyway not a final document. You can leave it as it is. Are you able to follow this part?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. Accountant. Now, chart of accounts make new account code necessary and mandatory for every new account, obviously, and enter a unique account code number for each account created. Naturally, we have to do that. So select the default account to track vendor advances. So if you're going to give, these are all settings actually. So this will be automatically picked up later. Whenever you're going to give a vendor advance, it will pick up an account called advance to vendors. If there is an advance from customer, it will pick up customer advance. These are all by default, okay? That can be modified later also. I'm repeating, it can be modified later. Recurring journals, you can create manual journals in the draft state so that you can verify or create manual journals in the published state. Means what? Once you create a journal, recurring journal, it will automatically get published or safely you can create a draft. What is a recurring journal? Any idea? Can you tell me? Example? Example of a recurring journal?
Salary, rent.
Correct. Salary payable every month could be a recurring journal. Rent payable every month is a good example. These are all normally for a fixed amount means you can create it as a recurring journal. But if there are going to be many recurring journals, you can put it in a draft state, check it, confirm it, and then post it. Otherwise, what would happen is you have to again pass an entry for reversing it. So depending on the number of transactions you pass as a recurring journal, you can either choose draft or actual. Clear? That is another important facility available in the software. E-invoicing, of course, is new and it is not enabled. You have to actually go on a live databases for e-invoicing as per GST requirement. So I'll not touch it now. We'll come to that a little later. Digital signature, you can opt for it, but that is only available for certain products. Now, but before I proceed further, all of you are aware of the fact that Zohobooks has got multiple options in respect of what product you want to buy. So each product, like basic product, standard product, and all that is available. So for your entity, if you're working in an entity and if you're going to use Zohobooks, you need to decide which product you're going to purchase. And accordingly, go for it. The digital signature option will be available for you whenever you create an invoice or whenever you communicate with your vendor or customer, the digital will be enabled. But as far as this free software is concerned, this is not available. It's very simple to do it and you can very well do it in your actual scenario. And very important is transaction number series. Now transaction number series by default, when you create a journal, it'll automatically say JN12, JN13, JN14. So it'll automatically generate the number. Otherwise, you can actually modify it. You can modify it also. Now you can modify it here or later also you can modify it. And as far as credit note numbers are concerned, the default is CN0004, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. Customer payment, whatever number 16, number 16, number 17, number 18, number 19. For example, you have a customer who is regularly purchasing goods from you and you're going to give a number, customer number to him. You can very well create a number which will be serial number 16, 17, 18 will go like that. If you're going to create a purchase order, there is a purchase order series here, PO number. If you're going to create a sales order number is here. Vendor payment similarly will give a serial number, or you can modify it into VNP. You can create a prefix and then create a number. You can do that. And retainer invoices, you can create a number, and vendor credits also you can create. Vendor credit, one of our trainees had a doubt in this. Vendor credit means whenever your vendor is going to credit your account, then it's called a vendor credit. I'll send a notes probably to you as to what is a vendor credit so that you can go through that and any doubts you can let me know. Straight away I'll send that notes to you. Vendor credit concept, I'm sending it to the batch in our WhatsApp group. Okay. So I'll tell you what it is. Simple one, very important to understand that. Vendor credits are credits that you receive from your vendor, that is your supplier, as an equivalent of the amount that they owe you. And with vendor credits, you can track this amount until it is paid by the vendor, refunded or applied or adjusted later. Basically, the vendor issues you a credit note or a credit like a whatever we are talking of vendor credit to a credit note, and you can record this as a vendor credit in Zohobooks. So you can create a vendor credit number here. Look at this. Vendor credit or debit note number reference to the in the prefix you can do that. Are you clear about this? You can actually add any transaction series. For example, if you're in your entity, you have anything other than this. Additional to this, you can create it here. Add transaction series. So you get to give a name. Any of you are doing anything else other than purchase order, sales order, invoice, etc. in your entity where you work? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
In your entity, are you using any other type of a transaction? For example, let us say it is like a loan transaction. You're a bank, you're operating a bank branch. So you can give a loan, LOAN. You can give LOAN 0001 or LN 001. So you can create anything, whatever you want. Okay. And you have to give the reference number here, LN 001, LN 002. It will automatically pick up. If you want to do that, you can do that. Whatever you want to create as an add-on to it, you can create that. And then portal, very, very important, client portal. Now I already gave you an example. This is your portal and you have to copy and send it to your client. He can actually use your portal for various purposes like making a payment to you, etc. The example I gave you, if you recollect, if you're going to operate in an e-commerce website like Amazon, You go to their portal, you place an order, you make a payment, and you get the material, right? Same
Yes.
thing you can do. You can create, this is your portal. You can tell your client, they can actually use this portal for operating in your portal, for placing an order, making a payment. All the links will be available there, and you can do that. So you can see this video later when you have time. Client
Okay.
portal feature, very important feature. This is easy to understand, and the example I'm giving you is when you go and operate in a, இப்போ பேங்கிங்ல என்ன பண்றோம், அவங்க போர்ட்டல்ல தான் போய் நம்ம ஒர்க் பண்றோம், கரெக்டா?
Yes.
பேங்கிங்ல அவங்க வெப்சைட்குள்ள போயிட்டு அவங்க போர்ட்டல்ல போயிட்டு தான் நீங்க யூஆர் மேக்கிங் பேமெண்ட் டு பில் பேமெண்ட்ஸ்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ சிமிலர் திங் தே கேன் டூ இன் யோர் போர்ட்டல். This is your portal reference, and you can copy and share it with your clients, customers, and allow customers to sign up to the client portal. Yes, you can allow them so that they can activate it. இப்போ எனக்கே வெப்சைட் இருக்கு இல்லையா, GCC Academy, somebody can register and join the portal and notify me about client portal activity via email. Once somebody is going to join the portal, it will intimate me. So click on that. Send an email notification to customer when I comment on a transaction. All this you can keep it on a tick because the portal is meant for that only. Allow a customer to edit their information in the portal. அவங்க information அவங்களே edit பண்ணலாம். Allow customers to forward documents from the portal to you, like invoice or timesheet or whatever it is. Enable customer review for my services. You can enable that. Allow customers to view sale order. Allow customers to view projects and timesheets. All this you can allow. No problem on that. Are you clear about this customer portal?
Yes.
Client portal. Yeah, very, very important. This is a very useful tool in Zohobooks, which you can use it. Then coming to items, creating items. Okay, normally, depending on the nature of the product, what you're using item, you can classify it as a item quantity. So for example, item quantity is in number 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, you can create a number. So normally I sell item 1. Let me give an example. Zohobooks training, it's my item. Item 1 quantity, because every individual trainee joins here, and so we need to understand how to create a number here. Create a number here. Are you able to understand or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then duplicate item name if you have anything. Allow duplicate. As I already said, don't allow that. It will be difficult. And you have to give a HSN code or SAC code. What is the HSN code? Harmonized System of Nomenclature. HSN means there is a code number available for your item. And similarly for services, what you offer, there is a code number. You have to enable the HSN code or SAC field. Then only for each item, you have to create a, particularly if you're GST registered, you have to necessarily do this. It's mandatory. You have to either opt for 4-digit HSN code or 6-digit code. For example, I am choosing a 6-digit code because look at this carefully. If you want to choose this 4-digit code option, select this option if your business annual turnover was less than 5 crores in the previous year. And this is mandatory for B2B, particularly business to business transactions, SEZ, export. For B2C சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா, customer, அதுக்கு இது வேண்டாம், but B2B compulsory. Similarly, if it's going to cross 5 crores, use the 6-digit code on all your invoices and enable price list. Price list is very, very important because you may have to give a discount sometime to your customer. So at the price list level, you can go and pick up the price and give a discount if required, and enable inventory tracking, obviously. And from what date you want to track it, you can mention it here, because opening balance, once you incorporate, from that date, you can enable inventory tracking and prevent stock from going below 0. Click on that, it will intimate you. Show an out of stock item when it drops around 0, and notify me if an item's quantity reaches the reorder point. So you know what is the reorder point? Reorder point is a point where you have to initiate a purchase order. So whenever it reaches that point, it will intimate you, and you have to quickly prepare your purchase order so that the materials will come and you will not go stock out. Track landed costs on items. Notify to the email ID, whatever you have created your account, it will be notified to your email ID. Save. Any doubt in this items creation? Any doubt?
I didn't get the first point in this items. Can you explain again?
Sure.
First one.
Which one?
Items. In the items, first point.
This point. Set your decimal.
Set a decimal rate for your item.
Yeah, actually speaking, your quantity has to be identified. For example, I gave an example to you. If I'm going to offer Zoho training as an item, then it is one number. That is for every single quantity, I'll fix a rate. 1, 2. For example, I may sell some product in quantities of 2 or 3. So then you have to fix this as 3, 4, 5, 6. But normally item is 1. Every item is single. So that you can actually, at the time of invoicing, you can, one item it will show the display. Let us say, for example, you are supplying something. One item is 10 rupees. So you can go and edit it 1 into 5 or 10 or 12 or whatever it is. And it will automatically multiply and give you the value. So why this one is relevant is, you want to identify an item price with unit number 1. 1 unit is 10 rupees like that.
Okay.
So this is how it's all in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You set up for 1 first. Then in the invoicing stage or whatever stage, you can modify it to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you want.
No.
Typically, if you're going to supply it in a, let us say, for example, in a decimal also, you can do that at the time of actual invoice. No problem. 1.06, 1.05, like that you can put also, no problem. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then coming to sales. Sales, you can, in preferences, you can create estimates. So today, no problem. We have enough time. We have time to go through other things also. So today I will use it for refreshing all the past discussions, because some of you have joined very recently. That is the reason I am doing it again quickly. And if you're going to create an estimate, how to create an estimate? Because many times you may send an estimate to your customer who has to accept the estimate, allow editing of accepted estimates. So once an estimate is accepted, I don't think you need to allow it to be modified. So you can put it as unchecked and allow customers to accept or decline the estimate via the public link. Don't allow that, not required. They can share it with your email only. Automatically convert an accepted estimate to invoice. Now, this is an important point. Once a customer is accepting your estimate, I don't think you will allow them to, or allow your own Zohobooks to convert it into an invoice, because you like to finalize the invoice on your own. So if you want to do that, say no. But if you feel that most of my estimates are perfect, no change will happen in that, then create an invoice as a draft and check it out before you send it. And if you're pretty sure, you can create it and send it right away. So your estimate will get automatically converted into invoice. Simple. You need not prepare an invoice again. Are you able to follow this point? Once you create an estimate and you have sent it to your customer, and if your customer has accepted the estimate, then you can actually convert it into an invoice and send him an invoice. You need not again data enter. That's an advantage.
Okay.
So you have 3 options here. Either say no or say yes, create, and the ideal thing is what? Yes, create invoice as a draft so that you can check and send. But if you're doing so many things, there are hundreds of estimates going every day, and you can automatically put this as far as you're reasonably sure that the estimates and invoice are going to match. No change in that.
Okay.
So depending on the nature of the transaction, you can decide on this. And select the field in the estimate that you would like to retain when you convert it into a sale order into an invoice. Customer notes, yes, you can maintain it. Terms and conditions. Is there sales? Look at this carefully. Whenever you are creating an estimate, you will have customer notes, you have terms and conditions, you have address, everything in place. So if you take all of that, it will automatically go and sit in an invoice. No problem on that. It's easier. Fees once paid will not be refunded under any circumstance. This is my terms and conditions. It will go into every estimate, every invoice. I need not type it again. Customer notes. Looking forward to your business. Thank you for your business. Whatever. Sale. So every single sale order, depending on whatever you have chosen here, can get converted into an invoice, or you can check and confirm it, and then it becomes an invoice or whatever it is. And you can also create retainer invoices. Retainer invoices, if you recollect, I told you that I am a chartered accountant. For example, I am offering my accounting services to my clients. Every month I raise an invoice for 10,000 rupees. That's called retainer invoice. Or I'm offering multiple services to my client, and monthly he's paying me 10,000 rupees. That's called retainer invoice. So I can actually create a retainer invoice wherein it will get repeated every month. And I can give some general instructions in my retainer invoices. Terms and conditions. Payment should be made. Should be made immediately on receipt of invoice. Customer notes. Thank you for your support. Whatever you want to put. Okay, and then save it. So automatically retainer invoices create item. So invoices பண்ணும்போது தெரியும் உங்களுக்கு. We'll come to the retainer invoices part. அதோட any customization you can do. You can add anything you want. That is called field customization. Then sales orders. Sale order, which of the following fields of sale order do you want to update in the respective invoice? I would prefer all the three. அங்கேயும் நம்ம 3 tick பண்ணோம், இங்கேயும் 3 tick பண்றோம் preferences. And restrict close sale orders from being edited. Yes, ideally do that. Terms and conditions you can display it here, and customer note you can put it here and save it. That is for your sale order. Delivery challenge, you know that whenever you're going to deliver a material, you have to ensure that it goes along with the delivery challan. And this delivery challan, you can give terms and conditions and also customer notes as per your wish. And this will come as a part of your sales. How to create a delivery challan automatically, all these terms and conditions. It's a setting that, okay, setting. So don't worry. The actual creation of delivery challan we have discussed earlier. And that is what is more important. This is just to set it up at the initial time. Are you all clear about this?
Yes.
Okay. Any doubts anytime, please stop me. Invoices settings. Invoices settings include payment stub. So that once you send an invoice, automatically they click on the payment stub to make your payment. And return envelope in snail mail. Snail mails means normally courier. Okay. You can send it by courier. Show primary contact name in the remit to section in snail mail. And so allow editing of sent invoice. Now, if you don't want to do that, remove it. Invoice order number, you can use sales order number itself, or you can use reference of sales order number. Any of this you can choose. Payments get notified when customers pay you online. Through this payment stub, they can make a payment. For example, let us say in our GCC Academy mobile app, you could have probably observed there is a store concept. In the store concept, you can purchase courses and make payment through the store itself. Have you come across that in our GCC Academy mobile app?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Some of you would have joined for this through that itself. So once you go and click on that link, you will be generating a link and payment can be made through that, and I'll be notified about it. So once you allow that to happen in Zohobooks, they'll notify you once you get your payment. And you want to include the payment receipt along with the thank you note, you can do that very much, and it will automatically get sent by email. And automate thank you note to the customer by way of an email. All this you can keep it as a tick, and sometimes you can enable a data code, QR code. But in the particular product, advanced product, if you buy it, they'll allow you a QR code. Somebody can scan your QR code and make the payment. And hide zero value line items better. Otherwise, it will look unwieldy. And you can generate an invoice. You can have a terms and conditions and customer note. Any doubt in this? Invoices. These are all again I'm repeating. Settings under preferences. You have multiple things to do. Recurring invoices I already explained you. Create invoice as drafts. Recurring invoices everybody create பண்ணனும்னு கேக்குறது. First draft up பண்ணா better so that you can check and send it. Or as we already saw, you create it and send it immediately, so that invoices will be automatically retainer invoices and recurring invoices. Retainer ko recurring ko enna difference solren. Retainer invoice is for a set of services offered to your customer, where month on month they'll make a payment. Recurring invoice is something where the supply is going to happen on a recurring basis periodically, once in a week or once in 15 days or a month, for which you are generating an invoice. So when you create a recurring invoice, similar as we did for retainer invoice, you have to choose among this. You can either create as draft or create and send directly, or create, charge and then send invoices. You can choose either of these options depending on the nature of your requirement. Clear? So recurring invoices are similar to retainer invoices, because the reason is retainer invoice also is normally recurring in nature. It's normally recurring in nature. And coming to delivery challans, credit notes. Credit notes, normally when you create a credit note on your customer or whoever it is, that means you have to pay. Okay. So for example, you are going to create a credit note on a customer for an additional supply he has made to you. So the credit note concept, the vendor credit credit note. Okay, just a minute. Oh. Hello? Session attend பண்ணலையா நீ? சரி, ஓகே, நான் இப்போ செஷன்ல இருக்கேன், நீ வீடியோ பாரு, ஓகே? தேங்க்ஸ், பை. Okay. Now, with respect to credit notes, you can refer it with a cost price reference so that it is at actual cost. Okay, check the option to view the cost price of an item in a credit note. And you can also create a QR code for the credit note. And because, for example, let us say, you have to create a credit note on your customer for an excess supply he has made. So show the cost item there and then create the credit note so that he can identify the nature of transaction and the amount involved. Whenever you create a credit note, this is a simple procedure. You can also create a credit note QR code, but you can disable the பண்ணணும்னா நீங்க பண்ணிக்கலாம். QR code the product depends on the product. As I said, Zohobooks இதுல நான் பண்ண முடியாது, but நீங்க higher version வாங்கினா you can do that. You can put your terms and conditions and customer note. Again, this is only a setting. I'll repeat. This is only a setting. This is only a preference. So you can make a change anytime later whenever you actually create a credit note. So don't worry at all. This is just to make your job simple. Okay, everything is set up at the initial time itself. Then delivery note settings. These are all standard settings for a delivery note. When you are going to give a delivery note settings, give a document title to that, and date field will have, you have a date field. Then you have an item field, quantity. Quantity you can mention it as whatever you want to mention, 0, 1 or whatever. Description you can give. Settings நீங்க பண்ணலாம். If it is all going to be applied uniformly for your deal. So let us say you're dealing only in one product. Let us say you're going to deal only in one product. Then you can do the settings here itself. So description of the product, you can give whatever it is. So for example, let us say steel. So you are a supplier of steel. So description is steel. And you can have a reference field number. You can have a build to space. All this will happen for delivery note settings. Okay. Delivery to whom? You can fix it here or you can choose it later. Customer note, if you want to show, you can click on this. Signature, authorized signature. Yes, digital signature, you can put it here. And balance due will be indicated also automatically. So this is something you can use for delivery note. Okay. Then packing slip. Packing slip is very easy because sometimes you may send a product with a packing. At the top, நீங்க பார்த்திருப்பீங்க ஒரு slip attach பண்ணிருப்பாங்க. அதுக்கு பேர் தான் packing slip. So you have to give a name here, packing slip or whatever name you want to give, similar to what we saw in delivery note. Delivery note and packing slip. The DC normally வந்து product வெளில போகும்போது generate பண்ணுவோம். And the delivery note setting at the customer. Delivery note setting and packing slip setting for the customer. Okay. Then with respect to purchases, expenses, how to create expenses. Actually speaking, expenses are பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் normally every type of transaction you can record it here, but if you want to talk about an expense relating to petrol, fuel, etc., you can use this option. You know, employees, let us say sales employees are there, and if your sales employees are there, 1 minute. Yeah, if your sales employees are there, then you may have to reimburse them the cost of travel, fuel costs. So you can mention it here. Mileage rates can be fixed here. And that will become automatically picked up before the expenses are booked. So இது வந்து primarily for that only. Vehicle details vehicle name and details, new vehicle வேணா add பண்ணிக்கலாம். So most of your sales people, no team, you can use this as for expense booking. Bills, you can raise a bill, and this is a field what you normally have in a bill. Again, this is a setting only. If you want to modify it later, when you create a bill, actually you can do that. So create a bill date will automatically appear, and notes you can put it in the bill itself. Bill is what basically? A bill is a customer copy of a transaction which should generate, particularly use it for B2C. Normally B2B na invoice generate பண்ணுவோம், but a bill can be generated also. Invoice or a bill is for a similar purpose. So for a B2C, normally you can generate a bill. And these are all the things which gets covered in the bill. Clear? Any doubts at this stage?
No.
Okay. Purchase order settings என்ன பண்றோம்? Again, very simple. Terms and conditions for purchase order, you can type it out once. So automatically every purchase order will pick up the terms and conditions and notes. Okay. Notes you can give regarding your purchase order. So this will be automatically picked up. Any customization if you want to add, you can do it here. And validation rules is here. You can create validation rules by the plan la kadayadhu. So don't worry about that. First of all, I would recommend you to get the vanilla product, how to use it, right? Then you can move on further to adding other aspects of Zohobooks. First, you need to get this vanilla product right. That is the purpose of the thing. Because Zohobooks has got multiple things in it. You can actually have payroll, you can have
Inventory.
all that, okay? Yeah? Any doubts?
No.
Okay. Just a moment. Next is vendor credit. Just now I explained you what is the vendor credit. Again, this is a format in which it will come. So any custom field if you want to add, you can add here. This is again a setting only. If you want to later modify it also, you can modify it. Time tracking very, very important, particularly for project-based activities. Let us say you're going to, you're a construction company or a project company. You want to track your timings, projects. So field name, data type, இதெல்லாம் formatலயே வந்துரும். So need not modify it unless you need anything extra. You need not modify. இதெல்லாம் default வந்துரும். So whenever you go to project, timesheet and all that, this is by default it will come. So no need to change it unless you need something extra, you can add it here. Similarly, timesheet. Timesheet also, you can maximum hours per day obviously spend it. Don't route off. Track cost for time entries. Yes, you can do that. Settings le panikalam neenga. Timesheet approval. I don't know how many of you have used this concept called timesheet. Timesheet is nothing but a document which will give details about the time an employee has worked, and he can actually identify the nature of work he has done or the project he has handled. So other track பண்றது தான் அது. So for example, let us say I am an auditor. On a particular day, I am actually handling two clients, work of two clients on a particular day simultaneously. Then I'll call project of client A, client B separately. I should, my timesheet is to be approved by my client because they're going to pay me on the basis of the time I have spent in the audit. So approval is required. Enable approval for time entries, enable client approval for time entries. Your approval as well as the client approval for your timesheets. Particularly, this is more relevant for service projects, contracts, and all that. Okay, because when I was working in a company, we had multiple projects. I had to identify the time for each product, and it has to be approved also. So you can enable it. So this is how you set your preferences in settings. Then currency is very, very simple. We are all operating in India, so automatically base currency by default is Indian rupees. If you want to change it, you can modify it. And in India, as far as Indian operations are concerned, it's all in rupee. E-way bills, yes, you can necessarily, you have to get connected to GST. So before you can connect Zohobooks with the e-way bill portal, you need to use need the username and password for GST purposes. So there is a procedure involved here. First of all, you need to go to the Suvidha portal of GST, and then you have to enable it. Then only you can create an e-way bill through Suvidha portal. So this has to be actually practically seen because as far as this, I have not connected with the GST Suvidha portal. So just for sample only I have given here, not connected with the portal. Not connected. Okay. You can actually do this very simple only. You can automatically generate. To learn more over the part, I class me a solid camera. You can check it out. Taxes. This is a standalone rates available already. Automatically, whenever you create an invoice, it will throw out all this and you can pick up from that. And if you want to add any new tax or tax group, you can add it here. Okay, but everything is coming here by default, don't worry. No need to create any fresh one. You can very well use this. Templates are available here, very, very important. Templates are available for your invoice, for your credit notes, for your estimates, templates. By default, you will get a template. This is called what? Spreadsheet template. You can use this template for invoice, or you can use this model, standard template. The end option you choose. invoice raise பண்ணு. So for example, for Zohobooks, whatever I'm using this template, tax invoice. Okay, both are going to give the same data only. Only the format is different. That's all. Don't worry. You can choose whichever you like. Okay, clear? Similarly, templates for estimates. You can choose this or this. You can choose sales order format template. There is only one template here. It's the standard template. If you want to add any new template from their gallery, you can choose that. So don't worry. I don't think this is all required at all because you can very well use this. That's the purpose of this. Don't waste your time on creating unless there is a need for it. Delivery chalan, look at this. This is your template. Standard template, you can use that. Invoice I already showed you. Credit note template is here. So look at this carefully. If you want to edit the template, you can do that. Purchase order template. எல்லாமே default எடுத்துக்கலாம் இல்ல you can choose. Retained invoice I already told you. Payment receipts நீங்க receipts கொடுக்கும்போது இதான். Look at this payment receipt. Okay, this is the way in which you send the receipt to your customer. Retainer payment receipt. அதே தான் only heading மட்டும் மாறும். Retainer payment receipt. Customer statement format. This is a statement of accounts of the customer. You can generate and send it to them on a periodical basis. Bills, sir. Bill to customer, whatever items, bill amount. Vendor credits, I already told you. This is a standard template for vendor credit. So you are crediting the vendor is giving you credit, and this is the format in which you can inform him. Okay. Vendor payment. This is a acknowledgement of payment to vendor. Then vendor statement, supplier statement of accounts. So these are all standard templates. I don't think you need to spend too much time here. It's all readily available. You can choose any of that. Templates part. Settings are e-payables, taxes, templates, emails. Your email will go, as I already said, will go from your, so your default template is available. You can edit your signature if required, and subject and content will be mentioned there, and you can send your email. Okay. SMS notifications. If you want to send any SMS notifications, look at this. Send SMS notification to your customers directly from Zohobooks without any external integration. Buy credits, you have to buy from Zoho, and notify your customer instantly about invoices, payments, balances, etc. We are offering you 3 SMS unit for free to try the SMS notification feature. So have you tried this? Any one of you?
No.
No? So you can use it and send it to your, probably you, let us say for example, for practice purposes, you create somebody from your family, some name, vendor or supplier, etc. and use the free SMS option, check whether they're getting the SMS. But it's to be paid. So one credit, 300 SMS unit, 75. So you have to at least buy 5 credits. So that means what? You have to spend 375 rupees for this. If you want to, you can do that. Otherwise, you can send by email. Okay, this is, there are third-party SMS providers, particularly you have this Filio through which you can send SMS. Then reminders, you can send your manual reminders to customers for overdue invoices or automatic. Okay, so this reminder is sent to the customer when you click on send reminder link to the customers. They'll automated based on due date. Okay, if you want to do that, you can very well do it at the time of creating an invoice itself. Whether to send reminder on click on you can send it right. Yes, I want to send. Look at this. A reminder will be sent to the user. Once the expected payment date is chosen from the invoice, you can actually turn on that. And how many days will remain the mention follow. Again, this is more of a standard setting only. If you want to do it here, you can do. Otherwise, at the time of invoicing also, online payments. You have options here. You can set up easy pay, razor pay, etc., through which they can make payment from your portal. Any of you running a business or operating for a company, very well can use this option for customer payments. Your customer can use this to make payments to you. You can set it up. As a procedure, set up now, razor pay set up details automatically. You can set it up, and this will be available for customer to make payments. Similarly, vendor payments, you can set up and you can make payment to your vendors through ICICI banking or HSB banking, etc. But you have to set it up. Okay. Clear? Any doubts at this stage?
I'm not clear in e-way bill. Can you please explain it again?
Which one? Which one?
E-way bill.
E-way bill, I'll come to that separately because e-way bill,
Okay.
I'll take you through it again separately. Because what happens
Fine.
is, I need to show you a video also, and I don't want to do it now. I'll cover it separately. GST or both are thinking about. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, e-way bills only you have to connect it to GST Suvidha portal. Then only you can generate the e-way bill through Zohobooks. Zohobooks is integrated one, so you can very well create the e-way bill, not a problem. But the issue is
Okay.
like you have to activate it. Okay.
Okay.
We'll come to that part separately.
Yeah.
Integrations, I'll come to that separately again. So a couple of things I'll keep it for little later. So data backup is automatic and subscription. The subscription now what is on it? You have to choose the subscription whatever you want. Look at this. You have multiple options available. You can choose the one what you want. Look at this. Standard, professional, premium, elite, ultimate. So each of this has got different. Look at this. You can invite 25 users here. If your office is large and got many users, accountants, etc., you have to go to ultimate and manage 3 GST numbers. And payroll, you can employ 20 employees, or you can manage here. Then you have an option called recurring. Add-ons, you can add on like this for every additional user or every additional GST number and all. You can do an add-on. So before you opt for Zohobooks purchase, you go through this and decide. If you already purchased it, that's okay. If your entity, if not, decide on what you want to choose. Decide on what you want to choose. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
So this completes the settings part. So I took time today to just facilitate all of you to understand this better, because the training is all for that purpose only. So we have to ensure that all of you understand things better without rushing it. So we have time, don't worry. And the 36 hours of training program is intended to give you rigorous training so that you understand it better and not to rush it through. So I hope today whatever we covered is more of a revision of
Yes.
your, how to carry out your settings and preferences and all that. So hopefully the next session I'll take something new first. Like for example, I'll get into this accountant one and explain you how to do all this. And then lastly we'll come to GST filing part because that is not enabled here. And then accountant, then we have reports and all that. So what I want you to do is, I'm repeating, whatever software you have got, practice, create an invoice, do this, do that, whatever we are discussing here, hands on, practice it, and then only you can get acquaintance with this product. And if you got any issues or challenges in understanding certain things, you let me know. I'll clarify that. So for those who have created user ID, password, user ID, organization ID, and all that, I hope you have shared it with me. If not, kindly share it with me. Your TB name, organization ID, your user ID, and your email ID. This we need to give it to Zohobooks team. For that purpose only, I said create a proper name. Don't use some ABCD or give a proper name and send it to me. Okay, kindly do that. So in the next session, we'll continue with the rest of it. And in between, if you got any doubts, feel free to reach me. Okay, any other doubts at this stage?
No.
I request all of you to attend all the sessions because what I observe is I'm finding quite a few absentees despite giving prior notice of class timings and all that. I don't know what is the reason. Maybe people are very busy. But 1 hour at the weekend, I think you can allot. So kindly make sure you allot the time. Because we cannot be busier than what we are supposed to know, right? So you're coming here to learn something. And I could find here hardly 5, 6 of you. 50% the attendance வந்திருக்கு. In fact, சில பேர் வரல, people who are not joining have not informed me also, except for 1 or 2. Okay. And somebody is calling me during the class time and telling me he cannot come. So the point is, you communicate to me earlier. Okay. And I request all of you to spend this 1 hour at the weekends. I do understand I'm making a little bit change here and there, timings, for the simple reason that Every one of us has got challenges in terms of time management, some sudden things come up and all that. That is the reason why I have to keep modifying here and there a bit of it. But the point still remains that in case you have any issues, genuine issues, no problem. Otherwise, kindly attend all the sessions. Okay, clear? Cooperate. Kindly cooperate. We are doing it for your benefit only, honestly. Not that
Yes.
everything is driven by monetary or commercial considerations. I am also working hard to help you only. Okay, yesterday also we had a session in a college explaining about Zohobooks. So there are a lot of people who are interested in learning Zohobooks for their career and all that. So you're also joining for that purpose only. So make full use of it. Okay, attend the sessions and you can use it for a career growth. I am sure of that. Because even yesterday, one student called me, one person called me and said, "Sir, I'm going to join your classes because there are quite a few openings in Gulf." He used the word, no, this is trending in Gulf. He used this word. So I was happy to hear that. So this Zohobooks is trending everywhere. If you're running out of it and if you don't get acquainted with it, then you lose an opportunity. So kindly cooperate, kindly attend all the sessions. Please.
Sure.
Will you do that? Okay. I am requesting through this video for those who have not joined the class. Okay. Don't become too busy then to attend this class. Tell your boss, sir, I have one hour training program. Kindly allow me. It's online. So wherever you are, you can attend it. You need not to come to a particular place to attend this. Correct? So even if you don't do that, then it's become difficult for you to catch up later. Kindly cooperate and attend all the sessions. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your cooperation. Take care. We'll catch up in the next session. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Take care. Bye. Thank you.